Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show to talk about... I'm here to talk about number 1 Kansas beating number 11 Duke. 75-72 reaction, they survive. So Kansas stays unbeaten, 6-0. I really thought Kansas would lose this game, man. I thought Duke was better, but Kansas survived even without Hunter Dickinson. Got ejected in the second half. And this game he had 11 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. But he got ejected for a flagrant 2 foul. He got ejected for, I believe, kicking someone in the head. Hey, he's a jackass, man. Hunter Dickinson, hate that guy, man. I get you can say, oh, a flagrant 1, you can say, and if you want to say, yeah, flagrant 1, but I don't know about flagrant 2. In the referee's defense, like, you should know the rules by now, man. But I just don't think you can kick someone in the face, man. You're what, a 10th year senior at this point, it feels like? Can't be kicking people in the head right there. He kicked him in the head and elbowed him right before. So just some lessons for the Duke freshman. Maybe John Schneider's going to learn about his team. That's why you play these type of games early in the season. You can learn more from losses in close games like this against the number 1 team. You learn more than that than when you win. Like, you can learn more from these losses. Like Duke's, and they're both their losses against my Kentucky Wildcats and Kansas. They've competed down the stretch. It's just these late turnovers by Duke are a problem. Knipple almost hit a 3, almost banked one in to tie it. Their leading scorer was actually Proctor's, 15 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds for Proctor. Yeah, Tyrese Proctor, 5 of 7 from 3 in this game. I don't know how you don't get him the basketball there. Either him or Cooper Flag. I know Knipple's a good shooter, but tonight wasn't his night. Tyrese Proctor, he's 5 of 7 from 3. Knipple was 0 of 7 before that. He draws up a play for him, turns the ball over, and then draws up another play that does not involve Proctor. It's kind of comical right there. I don't know how you don't get Tyrese Proctor the ball. Why did he return then? The ball should be in his hands in late game situations. Like, he's someone with experience, or get the ball to your talented freshman Cooper Flag. Like, Duke lost a game where he actually shot really well. And I don't know why they didn't get him the basketball. And as a spot-up shooter, he's much improved this year. Probably the biggest game he's had this year. Cooper Flag, 13 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, but they defended him very well. He had a few turnovers in this game as well. KJ Adams really defended well. He took on the matchup with Cooper Flag and made things difficult for him. And he got put on Knipple in one of those last possessions, had a great contest forcing a turnover when he left his feet. That's just great defense right there. I think Cooper Flag had 11 of his 13 points in the second half. He just needs to get stronger with the basketball. Like, he just plays too loose with the basketball at times. He did some very good things in that second half, but he did miss the late free throw. And KJ Adams, who's a senior, made it tough on Flag and Knipple. And look, with Cooper Flag, I think it's unfair to say you expect him to be a bigger prospect than LeBron James. An NBA great. I think that's just unrealistic. But the ISOs with him in the clutch have got to stop. And he's also going to start knocking down important free throws. So, they really need him to stop turning it over late. Just the team in general. Knipple had that turnover with like 3 seconds left. And look, they weren't talking about Cooper Flag after this game, after their loss to Kansas, but they did against my Kentucky Wildcats. Seems about right with ESPN. Knippel, 11 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. I believe he was 0 for 8 from 3 tonight. Missed the shot to tie it. We almost tied at the buzzer. I believe tried to bake it in, almost went in. Almost isn't good enough though. But a great win for Kansas against a good Duke team. I still think this Duke team's good. It's just they're having too many late game turnovers. But this was a great back and forth game. But Knippel was 0 for 8. Or 0 for 7 or 0 for 8 from 3, something like that. But Duke, they're getting these close games out of the way early in the season, so maybe they'll be prepared for March. What if they have another close game like this? Sion James, 10 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds with 10 points off the bench. Malik Brown, 8 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. You got 18 points from those guys off the bench. Caleb Foster, 6 points, 2 rebounds. Malawatch, 4 points, 1 rebound. Not much from Malawatch tonight for Duke. Gillis, 5 points and 2 rebounds. Duke as a team shot 50% from the floor, 42% from 3, 72% from the line, 25 rebounds, 5 offensive, 20 defensive, 17 assists, 16 turnovers. They had 11 steals, 3 blocks, 18 per fouls. And they dropped to 4-2. Kansas proved to 6-0. Their leading scorer, DeJuan Harris, 14 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds for the senior. Zeke Mayo, 12 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Ron Griffin and Zeke Mayo were fantastic down the stretch. The depth they had this year compared to last year's really showed up because they lose Hunter Dickinson, but the depth really showed up, I thought. Dickinson had 11 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. KJ Adams, 8 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, but his defensive impact was excellent. AJ Storr, 11 points, 2 assists for AJ Storr. Rylan Griffin, 8 points, 3 rebounds. Badunga, 6 points, 8 rebounds for Badunga. He was great all game. DeJuan Harris was great all game, but Flory, Badunga, and KJ Adams won that game down the stretch with their defense. Following the Hunter Dickinson ejection, they scored only 16 points the rest of the game. Their defense was great. And as a team, Kansas shot 49% from the field, so both teams almost shot 50%. Kansas shot 47% from 3, 8 of 17, 11 of 12 with free throws, 91%. 31 total rebounds, had 10 offensive rebounds, 21 defensive, 22 assists, 4 blocks, 12 steals. Did have 16 turnovers as well. Both teams turned the basketball over a lot. But Kansas's depth, I thought, really showed up. Not having Hunter Dickinson, this team has more depth than it did last year. Starters don't have to play the whole game, almost the whole game. Their defense really made some nice plays down the stretch. So good win for Kansas, neutral site game. And Duke has had 4 crunch time possessions against Kansas and Kentucky. They've turned the ball over all 4 times. And Knippel's shooting in those 2 games is 1 of 16 from 3. He's not shot well, and they like to spin it to the middle and turn the ball over. You got it. You have to. When you have these close games, you got to win these. And Duke could have tried something different than the Kentucky finish, but they turned the ball over again. So yeah, good win for Kansas. Tough loss for Duke. But yeah, it's really all I say. So until next time, out a lot. Peace.